MDA news, always the best news in town. Just some and a essay Kosobio. A bar NPP NDC, a memo and some dear any what China MDA news more and an hour 20. Yet here in some are a coso and nay and what Yamano Semimo. Now, yet to me, and Fabi and so near her be a suswa and the body one and so ever far. In Simbi a chabu are men person with the man of cry. Young put here in Simimra the bar. Dear Akabia and so on. The debate was so. Person will comment ever twice here. A BMO crampono person over subscribe to your channel. No man for Francis and your B. I read and your B at now other news be a phone piano. The to me at the amount when it comes to politics and governance. Whether NPP NDC there. India news a war a bread and a mouth. And send me a chabu a nay a Ghana memoir about your politics. Now in Kofopi now from H1 Chene a war in Simi a home. But himself also one trade. Yet TSM Mercia the bar. Yakabia non yet ever 12 so my refi so subscribe or send me Kakachodo. Yet MRCC and natural watching and so
very, very strongly opinionated person. And that is why a lot of people will tell you that if I'm not factual, I don't speak to issues. When these Galamsey issues came up and we're in government, I constantly said it. And I think I was with you, Ben, on a show here on Galamsey. I remember when I mentioned Tony Obin's name and, you know, all manner of things. I said that Galamsey is a social canker. It's a menace that if you politicize, the country will be extinguished. And so we should be careful the manner in which we attempt to politicize Galamsey. The reason why now, sometimes when I wake up and I see Galamsey issues and the way this government is struggling with it, I feel like, let's just laugh at them. It's because we told them, and they knew what we were saying was right.
What did you say?
But we told them that, listen, it is wrong for you to go and stand on a campaign trail as a presidential candidate, and our president is John Mahama, and tell the people that I don't see why the MPP government will come and arrest you people in the pit. And that when I come to office, and it's on your portal, my Joy News, I would release all of you Galamseyers who were arrested in the pit and give you your excavators and go for the kingpins. That is what he said. We had NDC apparatchiks, top leadership, the current CEO of the Petroleum Hub Corporation, Dr. Tony Obin, and NDC leadership, Kwaku Boahen and co, in the Galamsey pit, telling Galamseyers that the MPP wants to destroy your job. This thing, we've been doing this since ancestors' days, and it's a video, so the fact is there. Vote for us. When we come, the day you hear that we have been announced winners of these elections, come back to the pit and come and dig.
That's not being fair.
Oh, no, should I quote you?
What was?
No, play the video. Play the video. You have the video. Play the video. Play the video. No, Ben. No. Don't do that.
So
okay.
You are impugning me.
Hang on.
Don't do that.
Don't start using your
Let me quote. Let me quote. No. If I am telling you facts and you tell me that
some part of it, I recall.
No. It is fact, not some part. And I'll do it again.
Everything.
I'll do it again.
You are
Tony Obin was standing. You have the video. If you really are sure about your position,
all videos here.
No, but I've sent it to Kingsley. I've sent it to Kingsley. If you really are sure, play the video. Tony Obin was there. The parliamentary candidate for that constituency, one Muslim named Sadat also, was there. Kwaku Boahen was there. And these are Kwaku Boahen's words. The parliamentary candidate's words were also these. Munim say Juma we minimu nyina na eye. NPP for no hu say abato eba bedru so no. E no ma da eyi soldier for no efri aha. Na mom me ka kire mo moto abawie ye mo nyina reba. Na da ye to aba no mo master for no omunya mo na mo nyina mo koto aba ma NDC. Na moto aba no wie ne ye bobodi na mo te se mawi ni pe. Mo nyina mo bra na ma Galamsey. This is a public video. What are you talking about?
Let's start with the president.
So let me
Dennis, hold for me. So in anticipation you send this video to Kingsley.
No, not in anticipation. I told you that 3 months ago or 4 months ago.
That's interesting.
We're having hold on. We're having this conversation here, and I sent the video to Kingsley. He's a producer. He has the video.
Right.
But let's come back to the conversation.
Let's come back to.
So all I am saying is that this attitude and posture of the then opposition is what has led to the escalated nature of Galamsey. You know why? Because the people simply think that these are the people who told us that when they come, they will allow us to mine. And so once they are here, it is time for us to even do it. Let me quote one of.
We used to do. Just hold your horses. Hold your horses. This story is from December the 3rd, 2024, and this is what the current president says. He says, "I know that here in Adanse, and of course we can't look through all of them, but I'm giving one example just to communicate what he was saying. I know that here in Adanse, you deeply value small-scale mining. The NDC will bring policies to support small-scale miners and ensure the land is preserved for future generations."
So you see, the problem I have, and you constantly...
And I'm not saying that this is all of what he said, but this is one of the...
So let me help you.
Is this positive or negative?
So let me help you. Ghana Web. I'll grant all Galamseyers imprisoned under Akufo-Addo amnesty. The 2024 flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, 4 years ago, in the run-up to the 2020 election, promised to pardon all illegal miners who have been imprisoned under Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo if he returns to power. Speaking at Edum Bamso in the Mpoho constituency in the Western region, to kickstart his 4-day campaign, Mahama stated that it is ridiculous to have a foreigner engaged in the same illegal activity, released without any prosecution or fine, but sentence our own people to these consequences. The former president added that he would get illegal miners back to the fields to work in a more controlled environment as captured in his party's manifesto. It is sad that government said it was fighting Galamsey, and they arrested, prosecuted, and jailed Ghanaians who were engaged in that activity, but left Chinese people to go. Today, they are still in prison. The Chinese Galamseyers who were arrested have been left to go free. They were never prosecuted, but our people are in jail. When we come, we shall grant all those arrested and jailed amnesty. They will come back to their homes and work. I believe that these operators are remorseful towards any unlawful activities. So we'll give them another chance. So you see...
But what
hold on.
These aspects we have not contested, have we?
No, hold on.
Because these we have even condemned here.
So that's what I'm talking about.
But it's not everything.
No, so that's the point. So why are you making a point that I haven't made? I am telling you that if you have a former president who is aspiring to be president, tell the people that when I come, those who committed crimes against the state and have been found culpable by a court of competent jurisdiction will be left to go because the government is wicked, because the government is allowing Chinese people to leave the country. And then when you come, basically all you are telling those people is that, as for you, you are a friend. And so now that you have come, one, you release us, and two, you're not going to prosecute us and arrest us. That's MFA. You can beat around the bush. You can try to jump around it. That is one of the reasons why today Galamsey has gone a top notch higher than it was 4 months ago.
You have just said that. So I've allowed you to make a point. Make your second point.
You just made a point that Galamsey has gone a notch higher.
If you don't think so, it's okay.
Where are the metrics to prove?
Ben, if you don't think Galamsey has got a notch higher, it's okay.
I want us to
the viewers and the public who are following the story.
Say you're very factual. I'm asking you, based on what are you making this?
Based on what metrics? Were you always before now saying that the Galamsey and you putting cameras all over the country saying that Galamsey was on a rise? Based on what metrics?
No, I mean,
were you
doing
based, for example, on passing LI?
So your metrics today tell you that
based on LI 246, for example.
No, hang on. Gentlemen, hang on.
Ben, just take your time. This Galamsey matter is not one that we should put PR with it too. It will swallow all of us.
Miracles.
It will swallow all of us.
I think all of us.
Miracles. Let's go.
Dennis, let's again set the ground rules. We are interviewing you.
Oh no, but I'm also responding to you. I'm also responding to you in the same manner.
Just take it easy.
In the same manner.
So you recall that you had quoted the former president.
Yes.
And among one of the things that many people have been saying, he said, which is with me, and I want us to even go a little further, is the fact that he says he will, if you're correct, he will release the ones that are working in the pits and go after the kingpins. If you were not a politician and if you were not part of the previous government, what imputation will you put to this?
So that is why the people voted for you. And that's the point I made earlier. So the people voted for you because you said that you go after kingpins. So now you come. 3 months or 4 months in office. You have not shown any single sign of going after the kingpins. Rather, you are still in the pit, arresting the same people you told that you would release. First of all, what you have done is that you have misled them. You have deceived them into believing that you will not come after them.
And so for
now, you take them, and then wait, hang on. You remember I quoted the point he made at Adanse on the Chinese people. So you come to office. You said something else before we voted for you. You come to office. You go into the pit, you go and arrest these same boys you said you released, and then now you are deporting the Chinese people that you accused the previous
Do
government.
you recall that at the end of that article that you read, you said that he believes that these people would have been remorse about their actions. So they'll bring them back and provide a more conducive environment for them to work. But so that's what I'm saying. Let's assess the process.
No, but that's what we are
discussing. Let's start. So at least in the last 3 months, say 2 months, you may have heard, the conversation started with the repeal of the LI, which the environmental minister has said, the Lands and Natural Resources minister has said that has been laid in Parliament. The conversation and the civil societies have said that it looks like an amendment more than a repeal. That's a step we can discuss. You've also heard about the river guards that are being trained to deploy to the river bodies, at least. You may have seen the EPA's assessment and all of that. Are we in any way saying that so far we haven't seen anything at all about this government trying to fight Galamsey, no matter how significant? Let's establish that.
Let's have this conversation without interruption, like the way I allowed you to land.
Go ahead, make your point.
So you see, when we have a canker like Galamsey, and you have an opposition leader then, His Excellency Mahama, tell you that the government is doing A, it is wrong. It doesn't give a solution. Vote for me, I will do B. The government is doing C. Forget that one because it's not working. Vote for me, I will do D. When you win power, we don't expect you to come and do the A and the C that the previous government is doing, and not to do your B and D. Simply implement what it is that you promised that you will do when it comes to dealing with Galamsey. Tell me one thing that this government has done in the past 4 months about Galamsey that was not in existence as of 7 January 2025 when they took over power. River guards. Do you know when river guards were commissioned in this country by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources? River guards with their boats, with their drones. They have been there all this while. This is not the first batch of river guards. They are still there. So, and it's on your portals. Go to My Joy Online. Your news people follow it. So river guards is not something that the government, a novelty that the government has brought, which this country hasn't seen before to fight Galamsey. Is that what you promised us? Something that we were doing already, that you claim was not giving us results? That's what you are doing. Number 2, you said you were going to repeal the LI. You didn't say you were going to amend the LI. As it stands now, Mifa, stop the PR. It doesn't seem like an amendment. It is an amendment. The government has taken no step to go and repeal the LI. What the government has done is to take steps to amend the LI. That wasn't the promise. Number 3, you said that when you come to office, you will not go after these boys in the pit, and that you will go after kingpins. In the past 4 months, have you had any kingpin arrested other than the same boys in the pit? As at December 2024, Galamseyers in the pit were still being arrested. As at October 2024, on your portal, My Joy Online, you were reporting Galamseyers who have been arrested by the previous government. So if you're arresting Galamseyers in the pit, you have done nothing, because this country has been doing that since 2013. Since 2013, this country has been arresting Galamseyers, has been burning excavators, has been moving with military and police into the forest reserves. That is no novelty. You promised the people that when you come, you think that this country's Galamsey situation has gotten to the point where our lives are at risk, and it's a national security matter. So you, the president now, you were backing some civil society organizations and calling for a state of emergency, and saying that this country was at a point where we should call for a state of emergency. You have been in government for 4 months. Galamsey has escalated. Galamsey today is worse than it was in December 2024. Why haven't you called for a state of emergency?
You would say that is worse
If you
today.
don't think so, that's fine.
No, I'm only asking.
That is my view. And the viewers are also out there assessing it. Yeah, let me tell you. Up until the NDC came to,
and I want you to wrap.
You would not see people in Osino, okay, doing Galamsey at Osino Market. Today they are doing it in the middle of town. Have you used the Kumasi Road recently? Right by the roadside. Your own reporter who has been reporting on Galamsey all this while. I quote him, he's here, I'll quote him. And I have had my own issues with Erastus in the past. But I'm quoting him because what he did to us is what he's doing to this same government.
If you had issues with the Erastus reportage, how is it relevant?
No, it's a different matter. It's not important.
It's not. Is it about this?
My views and my opinions is not.
It won't matter.
No, relax.
Miracles.
So this is what he says.
Hang on.
I'm telling you that
it won't be fair. You know that it won't be fair that in the past, his reportage, you've had a problem.
No. I said I've had my own issues with Erastus.
With him? Is it with him personally?
No, he knows. We banter. He knows. We banter.
Let's move the conversation.
So 19 hours ago, this is what Erastus said. The president cannot watch on for this to happen constantly. I have notified the right authorities, including the sector ministry, but very little agency is attached to it. How can party people lay claim over illegality in such brazen manner across the country and leaders watch on? Galamsey is being done in protected reserves in such brazen manner by known party people who feel entitled because they claim it's their turn. The more we notify authorities, very little is done. These images show current mining in the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve and the extreme pollution of the Tano River. How do we allow people with connections to illegally enter a protected forest and degrade it and steal the resources, leaving degraded lands for citizens to pay for? Why is it difficult for authorities to end this crime? The only answer that makes sense is that it involves people close to them. I am saying that if I don't quote Erastus and I quote somebody else, you will say that Miracles is exaggerating.
It's okay, make the point.
This is Erastus. Galamsey today is escalated than it was 4 months ago.
Simple question.
The government of the day promised us specific things.
Right.
And I
think you've elaborated enough on
repeal the LI. 2, call for a state of emergency.
Right.
3, stop arresting the boys in the pit and go after the kingpins. These are specific things you said you will do when you win power. Until you do those things, I mean, if I stop telling the people that the government has done something.
If he achieves it without implementing these 3 promises, would it be?
Why do you think that what you thought was being done that could not give results?
We're not robots, are we?
No.
What is interesting
the same thing will give you the same results. That's what it is.
Over the last how many weeks we've been talking about the same points. I've spoken time without number about LI 2462 and that it must be revoked, not amended. In fact, if you read some of the research by Arosha Ghana, they talk about how much more forest reserves we can get secure, over 60% if we revoke, rather than about 10% if we amend. The bit you are talking about, a state of emergency, we've sat here. I have engaged eco-conscious citizens. I've participated in their programs, and we've all lambasted this administration on those same points. So you are literally preaching to the choir on those.
No, I'm not talking to those.
As for those very points,
but they must be made.
That we all.
No, but then don't come and tell me that this government is doing it.
Let me.
But they've done nothing new.
No, we're asking. So in 4 months, comparing to 8 years, you think that this government is still on the same journey as?
But the things I've mentioned to you, the things you mentioned that they've done, they are things that were done. They were still in place as of January 7th. Mention one new thing. There's nothing new. Mention one new thing that this government has done on Galamsey. One. You don't have.
Is that a concession then? If you say that all the mechanisms have failed, is that a concession that throughout your 8 years, your mechanisms at tackling Galamsey were also failures?
If you followed my conversation on Galamsey, you'd realize that, yes, that's my answer. Because I have always said that the manner in which we politicize Galamsey is the reason why these mechanisms are failing. And that is why I recently even made a post. I think even Erastus made a comment about it, and we had our own banter. That's a different matter. I think that MPP in particular shouldn't go the path the NDC went when they were in opposition. That is my view. I think that no matter how much this government would have lied to the people to power on this Galamsey matter, we should put politics aside and not play politics with it and work with the government to get Galamsey solved. Until we depoliticize Galamsey, it doesn't matter the strategy MFI you put in place. It would not work. When you read
that definitely, and because I want us to...
It will not work.
I think it is common knowledge.
It will not work.
That problem.
You understand?
And everyone will tell you that both parties are neck deep. They have people in it. But we don't have all the time to talk about that.
You see today you are saying both parties. In 2024 December, you said MPP people.
Oh, because at the time...
It is NDC people, it's not both parties. Today, the Galamsey's are NDC people, not both parties. No MPP person is in the pit. When you go and the NPP person in the pit, arrest him, jail him for life. It is NDC people who are doing Galamsey.
Have you
Not
identified?
NDC people.
Have you
Because if-
identified one NDC
Yes,
person? That
yes. Your news portal. This your station. Show the
Is
video.
engaging
Yes,
with
yes,
Galamsey.
yes. Just your station. Show the video of NDC chairman almost strangling a military officer
Oh, the
and
incident
asking him
in-
why he's in the pit. So yes, your station
So
showed
that makes him a Galamsey.
Yes, but he's an NDC guy.
Okay.
And he's a Galamseya. And your own reporter,
Simple
Erastus,
question.
has constantly been giving
Dennis,
indicators of those who are doing
Dennis,
it.
let's have a
The point
conversation.
I am making is that
You say there are no mechanisms. I just want to find
No
out.
new.
Gold board.
no new.
The gold board. What do you think about it?
Gold
Will
board
it
has
help? Will it help in dealing with, Galamseyers? Because like it or not,
Show me.
I'm asking you a question.
No, show me. Because I don't see.
Like it or not,
I've read a gold board law. And I don't see where
Ask the
it
question.
addresses illegal mining.
Let's hear
Can
the
I ask the
question.
question? Thank you. As part of the responsibilities of Gold Board is going to be an assayer and everything in between. It will be a one-stop shop where people can actually deliver their gold, get value, central bank rates.